Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has led her party, Trinamool Congress, to a resounding victory in the Bengal Assembly elections, as we know. But the party supremo herself has lost from her constituency, that is Nandigram. In fact, on Sunday, we saw a lot of confusion around the counting of votes from Nandigram. We saw several twists and turns since the morning. Initially, Shubhendu Adhikari from BJP seemed to be leading in the initial rounds of counting, but later Banerjee seemed to have closed the gap. But after hours of confusion, finally at around 11:15 p.m. Late Sunday night, the Election Commission of India announced that it was in fact Adhikari who had won from Nandigram. Now Adhikari, who used to be a party colleague for Banerjee, had joined BJP just a few weeks before the polls, and now the Election Commission of India announced that he had won by a small margin of around a little over 1900 votes, 1956 to be precise. Now, after the Election Commission of India's announcement, Banerjee did concede defeat, but she swore that she will take the ECI to the court because she said there has been some mischief. However, in any case, there is a constitutional provision that does allow Banerjee to take oath as the CM and to retain that post for a minimum of 6 months, if not more. I'm talking about Article 164 of the Constitution, and that's what I'll be telling you about more in this video. Now, Article 164, Subclause 4 of the Constitution that you can see on your screens right now, it basically allows a non-legislator to occupy a post in the Council of Ministers, including the office of the Chief Minister, only for 6 months. Now, if he doesn't get elected within the 6-month period, the Constitution says he ceases to be a minister. So therefore, to sum it up, this provision, that is Article 164 Subclause 4, allows Banerjee to take oath as the Chief Minister and also retain the post for a period of 6 months. But within the 6-month grace period, she will have to get elected from any constituency in the state in a by-poll. We know that by-poll is when elections take place in a single political constituency because of any vacancy that may arise in it because of any reason. In fact, back in 2011 as well, when Banerjee took oath as a CM for the first time, she didn't contest the assembly elections. She had taken oath as a CM that year in May, so she had until November to get elected to the assembly. Now, for her to be able to do that, one of her trusted associates and state's PWD minister, Subrata Bakshi, had then resigned from the assembly. Bakshi had been elected to the state assembly from Bhawanipur, so the by-elections happened and Banerjee won, basically retaining her CM post. Now, the Supreme Court has also consistently reaffirmed this position. It has basically said that if a person who hasn't been elected to the assembly, he's not an MLA, but he does get appointed as a minister, then he can retain that post for a period of 6 months as per Article 164 Subclause 4. But within those 6 months, he needs to get elected in order to retain that post. And the court has said that of course if he doesn't do this, then he ceases to be a minister. Now, to this end, the Supreme Court has also consistently relied on Article 164 Subclause 1, which you can see on your screens right now. This provision basically says that the Chief Minister will be appointed by the Governor and other ministers will be appointed by the Governor on the advice of the Chief Minister. So the Supreme Court has basically pointed out how this provision doesn't really say that the Governor needs to make these appointments from within the members of the legislature. So basically, to break it down for you, the Supreme Court has said that since Article 164 Subclause 1 doesn't use the expression from amongst the members of the legislature, basically saying that since Article 164 Subclause 1 does not require the Governor to make these appointments of ministers or chief ministers from amongst that pool of MLAs. Therefore, a non-legislator can also be appointed as a minister or a chief minister. Of course, subject to the 6-month grace period under Article 164 Subclause 4. Now, let's consider another scenario where, say, a person does not get elected to the assembly but is appointed as a minister. He holds that post for 6 months, but within those 6 months also he doesn't get elected, and then he resigns. But after that resignation, he gets appointed as a minister again. So will that 6-month period restart for him, so to say. Now, the Supreme Court has actually considered this exact factual scenario in a case in its judgment in 2001. You can see the name of the case on your screens. And basically, it has ruled that this cannot happen. The Supreme Court said that this 6-month period needs to actually run continuously and not even intermittently. And it said that this 6-month clause cannot be permitted to be repeatedly used for the same individual without him getting elected in the meanwhile. The court in fact said that this will be a perversion on the constitution and even a fraud on it. Now, this 6-month period can be utilized in two ways. Firstly, like Banerjee did earlier, it can be done through a bypoll, and that's the option that Banerjee has right now. Or secondly, this can also be done through an election to the Vidhan Parishad or the Legislative Council if the state has one. Now, we know that Vidhan Parishad seats are filled through indirect polling by Vidhan Sabha members. So, for example, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath was not an elected member of Legislative Assembly or an MLA when he took over as the state's Chief Minister in March 2017. He was then elected to the Vidhan Parishad or the Legislative Council, as I said, in September 2017, thus becoming a member of the state legislature and retaining his post. In fact, along with him, Deputy CMs Dinesh Sharma and Keshav Prasad Maurya and State Transport Minister Swatantra Dev Singh also took the same path along with Adityanath. Similarly, Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray took oath on 28 November 2019 and became a member of the Maharashtra Legislative Council only in May last year, ensuring that his chief ministerial post remains intact. And Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar in fact last contested assembly elections back in 1985. So when the BJP-JDU alliance won in November 2005 assembly elections, Kumar took the oath of the CM while not being a member of either of the houses. However, Kumar was elected to the Legislative Council within that 6-month period in early 2006, thereby retaining his post. And since then, he's done that. He's been re-elected to the Legislative Council only. This is Apurva Manhani for The Print. For more such videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.